Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and it is Thursday, June 14th, 2012. You're watching GLHF episode number 17, where we get to play whatever game we want on Thursday of every week. And today, we're looking at League of Legends, the classic Summoner's Rift. Now, this is a game, I'm in a replay, right? I'm going to back it up to the very beginning of when I could start. I started like 2 minutes in. So, basically, this video is going to be going over what League of Legends actually is, what this classic mode is. That way, for any of you who don't know, like the two of you in the world, you can actually jump into the game because it's free to play and go check it out. Also, I'll be going over this new, really fancy spectator UI. I quite like it. It's, you know, got the things on the top, stuff on the bottom. That's basically all I know about it right now, but I like it. Now, the other thing is, in this video, hopefully I'll be showing you some more advanced stuff in the game. So, you know what, we're just going to pause it. Eek! In fact, we're going to back up to the point where we first started. And it's already paused, so good. So, in League of Legends, and this is for me to go over, you just bear with me for all of you who do know, the 99% of you in the world, the 1% wants to know. So, in League of Legends, you've got this base, right? This is all Dota-style games, really. You've got a main base. So you can see it very clearly. It's got some nice walls, and it's got some buildings. Now, let me explain what these buildings are. Now, this is the Nexus. And the Nexus is the one building that you're trying to kill in the game, right? So the whole goal of the game is to destroy this on the other person's team. Now, the Nexus is then guarded by towers, and you can clearly see the towers like so, here, 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 here. So basically, we'll get into the lanes later, but basically they go into straight lines, right? So you got to get through the towers to get to the Nexus. All these towers, like these two specifically, have to be dead in order to kill this, and the towers before it have to be dead as well, just within its straight line. So if I killed all the way to this tower, and then I killed this one, and then this one, then I could kill these. But if all these were still alive, it doesn't really matter, because as long as it's pushed down into here, I hope that makes sense, you can still attack the Nexus. So once again, the whole goal of the game is to kill the other team's Nexus, which is this building here, the big crystal. Now, these three buildings we'll get into in a minute, so just don't worry about those quite yet. Now, in this game, you might think, oh, well, that must be pretty easy, because you're controlling one unit, right? Yeah, you're controlling a unit called a champion, and here's one now. It's quite cool looking. That's Skarner. He's got, I think that's a skin. It's a pretty cool skin. And we got a couple champions up over here, but then, oh, what's this? What are these units? What are these things? Well, these are minions, right? Minions are spawned from the Nexus. And minions spawn in waves within a certain interval of time. And every third minion wave will have this little guy on a cannon. And there's no one on the blue one there. Let's see if I can find one that has a... I don't think there is one. There you go. So that's a blue minion cannon thing. The purple one was the one we saw up top. Now these minions are going to spawn, and you can see on the map here, these lines that go up and around, and then one straight through the middle, and then the other one down and around. So these are called the lanes, right? There's three of them. The minions spawn, and will just go. They spawn, in, you know, all at once, and they'll just go down the line here. So all of them will split. These ones will go up to the top like so, to the middle like so, and over here like so. Now on the other team, they're going to have the same minions and everything else. The whole map is mirrored, right? So they got the same base with the same layout, nothing giving them an advantage or anything, and their minions are going to spawn and go down this line. Left to their own devices, nothing would happen. The minions would just end up killing each other. I think after maybe a lot of like different playtests of this, if you just left the minions on it your own, maybe some of them would eventually get through after like hours, but you know, that's all RNG based. So left to their own devices, the minions will do practically nothing. They can bunch up and do damage to the tower, and you don't necessarily want the towers taking any damage if you can at all avoid it, right? So that's the basic gist. You have this main base, the little minions are going to spawn, and they're going to try to attack each other's bases, and you're one unit. You're controlling one unit. Now, typically, your camera, in fact, I may be able just to No, I don't think any of these players will be doing it. But your camera's typically locked to a character, which means that if your character moves, your screen will move with it. But most, more advanced users, as in anybody after like a week of playing, unlocks that camera, because then you can move the screen around real quick and you can move your character, and we'll see that later. We'll go into that. But you control this one guy, you can't control these little guys. Your whole mission is to destroy the other player's base. So let's actually start the game. Now, while this is going on, I want to point out this thing called the jungle, right? We'll turn off the fog of war. You can clearly see that there are minions in here as well. These are neutral minions. They don't fight for any specific team. And some of them give buffs, some of them don't. For example, nope, they're all dead, so never mind. But they will give money and experience. So the game right now that people play is they send one person up top, as you see clearly here. There's one person on the top for this guy, one person on the top for this team. Send one person middle, right? One person middle for this team, one person middle for this team. Then you have two people bottom, because teams are in teams of 5, right? So this would make 4. So you have 2 on the bottom like so, 2 on the bottom like so. Then the last one that you have actually plays in the jungle, right? So they clear out all of these, and then they go out and gank and try to kill the other members without them noticing. Because with the fog of war on, you can see if you're in the middle like this, and if this guy is up over here, you're not going to be able to see him. In fact, I may be able to... There we go. So the blue team can't see the purple team right now, obviously. Like, there's a guy up in the base that they can't see, and likewise if I switch this to purple. I know this is a long explanation, but it's a pretty steep learning curve, so I want people to understand. If I'm on purple team, this guy can't see this guy up over here, right? Or this guy down over here. Now we'll put it back to all. I gotta learn those hotkeys. F1, 2, 3. Good, good, good. I'm learning already. So, you can't see other teammates coming if they're playing in the... or other enemy teammates coming if they're playing in the jungle like so, which means they could come out and gank you. You would never know they're there. If you have a ward, we'll get to that in a minute. So then that brings us to these buildings here that I said I'd come back to. Now, once these buildings are destroyed, the lane that it's in, so middle, top, and bottom, will all spawn a super minion, is what it's called. It's just a giant minion that you have to kill, and it makes it harder for the enemy team to... By the way, I think I should actually clarify. If this one is destroyed, if the blue team's inhibitor is what it's called, is destroyed, then the purple team will spawn super minions, which makes it harder for the blue team to defend. There we go. That's an easier way of explaining it. So that way the game doesn't just drag on forever, right? So there's advantages that you get for doing really well. Last couple of things I want to point out here is turn the fog of war off. There's this minion here called the dragon. Right, he's an important thing to kill. He gives quite a bit of gold and experience to your entire team when you kill it. So he's on like a 4-minute respawn timer. You want to get that whenever it's up and whenever possible. He's pretty difficult, so you need to be slightly higher level. The level cap is 18 on all your characters. So like anywhere from 6 to 12 is a typical time people will start killing the dragon. The last one hasn't spawned yet. You'll see him later on. That's Baron Nashor. He gives a buff to the entire team. And that's just what you need to know. Basically, he's very crucial for later gameplay. And now that you know all of that stuff, and if you skipped ahead, then awesome, because that is just a lot of nonsense talking. Now let's actually get into gameplay. And like I said, let's turn this on. So you've got these two guys in the middle. We'll focus on them to begin with. Now, the whole game is all about how much money you can get. It's not about how much kills you can get. That's not the goal. How much gold can you get? Right? Not how much kills, how much gold, how much money. So you're going to see this guy's going to be patrolling back and forth like so. And he's not going to be auto-attacking these guys. He's not going to be right-clicking on them to attack, right? Because it's like an RTS style game. He's going to be waiting, and once these get low on HP, then he's going to attack. Watch, you see there? So he didn't get that one. He did get that one. He got that one. So you see how both of them are doing that. It's like this weird tango. It's a dance. It's a really beautiful dance going on, right? So it's this kind of unique thing, and he just attacked him. You don't need to know any of the abilities. I'm not going to go into any of those. right? Because it's a little too much. Maybe if one specific ability happens that makes a game changer, then that is useful information. I see a gank going on, so I'm going to back it up a bit. Now, top is got a little help from the guy in the jungle, which is the Skarner here. So I can double click on it, go straight to their camera. I like that. Now at the bottom, you usually have a support and a damage character. On the bottom, this would be the support, this would be the damage character. They're going in for a gank, so this guy's going to come in. This is their jungler. He's going to come in and try to kill the support. He's going to yank him in. You can see quite a bit of abilities going off that you probably won't understand if you don't know the game. If you do know the game, then you understand exactly what's going on, because you memorize these things. Each character has a certain amount of abilities. We'll focus on Vayne for now. You can see the abilities here. They have a passive. Every character has a passive. Then they have 4 abilities, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and like so. The 4th is always the ultimate ability. That's got a long cooldown. You can only get it at 6, 12, and 18, 6, 11, and 8, something like that. I know 6 is the first level that you can get it. You saw first kill there, and then Skarner's going to try and yank him in, and then Ezreal, the damage. He's a ranged character. He doesn't see Fiddlesticks coming in from behind, so he's in a dangerous spot here. Now Fiddlesticks has this really cool ability. He's not going to use it now, but basically what he can do is he can charge up, and he has this circle around him, and the circle will do just a ton of AoE damage to anybody around him. And he could have used it there, but he didn't. On the map you see that they're pinging that these guys are coming different directions. Now let me pause it here. This little thing right here is very important, this little thing in the bush. Okay, this is a ward. Ward grants vision in the fog of war where you don't have it. So normally these pieces of bush that if you're outside of, like this person can't see inside of this bush. So if there was someone standing in it, they couldn't see it, right? Now there's not anybody there, but if that was the case, they want to be able to see it. But these wards, which last for I think 2 minutes, they grant vision wherever you plant them in a range. So this one you can see is granting vision of like all up in here, which is a really good spot to put it. And these are important because if people are going to be walking across the map trying to kill you, you want to be able to see it coming, right? So let's push play. Now down here you're going to see the same type of dance that was going on in the middle, except slightly different. The support character typically doesn't last hit the minions. When you last hit them, you get the gold, right? So Corki here on the giant whale thing is going to be just, he's auto-attacking him. He doesn't need to do that, but he's going to be getting all the gold for them. And she's just going to be standing here, derping around, not anything to do. Now you would see Janna, which is this character, up over here helping as well, but that's not going to happen because her DPS character, the one she's supporting, is up in the top of the lane. They went back to buy. Now buying is important also, which ties into the gold that you need, because you buy items through the store. These items are only persistent through your character's game, so once you get into a different game, once this game ends in like however long, then you'll never have to worry about those items because they'll disappear, right? So then you just have to buy them again. So it's this real persistent gameplay that is strange because the persistence comes in with your account and not your character. Your character resets after each game, which is it's an interesting way of doing it, but you know, I like it. Some games don't quite do it well enough, these Dota style games. So let me back up because Fiddlesticks just killed Nidalee while I was explaining all that, and I wanted to see that happen. So this is, I think he's going to do the same moves that I was just talking about. Now, yes, so he's going to charge up, and you see he's got this crazy AoE. Now he can also fear the target and then drain life, which is what he's probably going to do once he has enough mana, like so. And he got owned. I thought, no, she killed Fiddlesticks, not the other way around. Well, I thought that was going to be much cooler, but Nidalee is very powerful. So OP, please nerf balls. So I think that's basically all I really need to explain. I think now that people have seen kind of a bit of gameplay and whatnot, you'll get the idea of will he be able to kill them is the question. He totally ruined my thought process. So you got Ezreal coming in from the bottom. He's going to be able to attack him through the wall there. Be able to jump right over one of his little abilities. Kind of like a blink. They were able to pick up the kill. And they're killing minions when they should be killing Shen. Anyways, So what I was going to say is that that should give you a pretty decent idea of what the game is. Now we should actually be able to watch some gameplay uninterrupted with just commentary. And down at the bottom you see they're going straight for the support, which is a good character to go after because she's pretty weak. Now this attacking damage guy, this ranged attack guy, is completely vulnerable, right? Corki is not going to be able to take these two on his own. And that's because they focus down their support. So let's go up to the top where you see the duel between the two champions is going on, where I thought Fiddlesticks killed Nidalee. Nidalee is the little cat druid thing, and Fiddlesticks is this guy. Now I'm actually going to toggle on directed camera and see if this actually works. Oh wow, it does. It just takes you straight to the action. I like that. That makes my job way easier. Delicious water. If you didn't know, this is going to be quite a bit longer episode for GLHF than usual. But you see Nidalee coming in. I think she's going to try... She's going to just probably end up harassing Fiddlesticks there. Actually, let's go back up. Now, Nidalee's got a giant spear ability that she can throw pretty far. She hasn't been quite using it, so we're going to go back down while... Oops, Skarner's coming up. Anything interesting? Nope. Okay, back up to Skarner. Now, I don't think Fiddlesticks actually knows that Skarner is in the bush. So this could be quite rough for him, especially if he ends up pushing out further. Okay, now he does know. Quite clearly, because he saw the Crowstorm go in. Or he wasn't paying attention. But what Skarner can do is he can grab Fiddlesticks and yank him towards the other character. Really get them out of position and kill them. Now, as far as these towers go, the towers will always attack minions unless you attack a champion nearby the tower. If you're within, like, this type of range here, then what's going to happen is if you attack a champion, the tower is going to attack you. So that's a good thing to know. Now, at the bottom, you have Corki getting a little too greedy for a kill, getting himself killed pretty easily, really, because he attacked the champions, which means that the tower attacked him. Now, Sona wouldn't be able to necessarily kill Vayne on her own without getting killed, so she's just going to back off, and that's smart. This is a game of knowing when to back off and when not to. Ooh, that ultimate from Ezreal. I'm going to back that up so you can see that. So, this is going to come across the map like so. You can't see it through the fog of war, but it does quite a bit of damage. It's a mass, map thing. It goes all the way across the map, but it goes in a straight line. It does less damage from everything it hits, right? So he should have been able to pick up the kill on Vayne, but he aimed it slightly too high. If he aimed it down here a little bit more, he would have been able to get it. Now Skarner's going to get a little bit greedy here. Come in and try to dive the tower. He's taking tower hits there. He's going to be able to get Vayne, though, which is awesome. Although his support, bad support, steals the kill. You don't want to steal the kills as a support. You want all of your main attackers, your damage doers, to do the damage and to pick up the kills. You just want to keep them alive. Now, here in the middle, you have Shen quite low. Let's check over here. They're going to steal this. This gives a buff for mana. Likewise, there's a red one that gives a buff for like, damaging stuff. Now, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if their Nautilus knows that they're here. He doesn't, which means that they should be able to do... Oh, he flashes out. I really don't like flash. If he did not have his flash on cooldown, if you don't know what flash is, it's just like a 5-yard blink. If he did not have that on or off of cooldown, he probably would have got caught out of position and killed there. So it was good that he had that. Also, having a lot of vision over the map can prevent getting ganked like that or getting caught out of position. Not a whole lot going on at this part of the game, so let's see here. If there's nothing... Ooh, a good kill from the team, able to pull him out of position. Again, this Nautilus keeps getting out of position. It's not the first time I've seen him in the game do that. This Corki not in a very good spot. He's alone down at the bottom. Janna's going to be able to slow him. Janna's this really skinny one with a staff there. And it looks like Vayne's going to pick up a lot of damage on Corki before Sona can get there. Now, if Sona stuns him, which she does, they're able to pick up the Vayne. Oh, really nice kill. And the Janna was able to push him back with her Monsoon. I think that's the name of the ability. I play Janna as a main. I should know this. So she was able to just barely escape. But that was a really good pickup on top of Sona. She was able to do a giant stun in like a conal in front of her and keep her stunned, keep Vayne stunned, and they were able to get that kill. Now, Nidalee does not look like she's in the best of positions here. She can get away pretty easily, though. So unless there's another person, which there isn't around, then she's in the clear. And like I said earlier, this is a game about money. It's not a game about kills. It's a game about money, right? You can get your money from different sources. It's just, do you have more money than the other team? Now, they're going to be able to snag this guy if they're able to... Ooh. Oh, they got distracted. They totally could have stolen that kill, but they just didn't have enough vision. They didn't know. See, this ward belongs to the purple team, so they just had no idea there. As you can see, let me, whoops, hit F1 instead. You can see they just did not have vision of that, so they didn't know what was going on, unfortunately. So, Nautilus, again, he's still in the jungle. He's only level 8. I mean, we're 15 minutes into the game. You got people who are level 10 and the 11. He's kind of far behind. He's not doing quite well. You expect the supports to be low level though, so 8 and 9 for Janna and Sona. That's pretty good. Now this character in the middle here, who's just farming these minions, this is a tank, right? So the tank is what you would expect in like an MMO game, right? He's going to try to take the damage from the rest of the team and keep them alive by being a general tank. Now Skarner, who's the jungle on the blue team, is going to be able to do the same thing. And let's see if they're able to pick out... Oh, up top we have Fiddlesticks coming in with his ultimate, and they're going to be able to fear Nidalee. And if Nautilus... Oh, he does get the knock-up, and then they get the kill. That was actually a really nice kill on their part. Skarner's not going to be able to do much. I think we did have a disconnect on Vayne. That's sad news. So they're going to come down here and they're going to get the dragon. You're going to see very clearly when they kill it, if it happens anytime soon. It's a long process. It's a long process. I even had time to get a drink of water. And there you go. So you see all of them get 215 gold, which is really nice, plus an experience bonus. Ezreal just disconnected as well, which is quite interesting. So now you have 2 people disconnected on each team. Disconnects don't really help your team at all, so if you're going to play this game, make sure you have a steady internet connection. You can really kill your team, and this is a team play game. If you're playing solo, you're not going to do very well. You have to be working with your team and all that to get your money, which is what the game is all about. So we have one reconnected, the other one isn't reconnected yet. Now I'm going to see how far I can actually skip ahead. Ooh, they did take out a turret down at the bottom, just the minions Janna was unable to defend. Now I'm gonna skip through and get to the end of this game, and we'll see where they're at when I get there. So their Vayne still hasn't come back, and you have Nidalee here going to take out their Fiddlesticks pretty easily. Right, that was a pretty easy kill. Blue team at this point is dominating, right? Blue team has 9k more gold than the purple team. They're going to be able to pick up this Janna. There you go. And it's 15 to 5, 15 kills to 5, which means for every kill they have more gold than them. That's just why they're almost at 10k more than the other team, which is impressive. It's a pretty big lead. Now, what the blue team's going to do is they're going to come over here and kill Baron Nashor. Baron Nashor is going to give them a really strong buff, which just pretty much ensures their win here at this point. Vayne, like I said, is yet to come back, which is unfortunate. Maybe she rage quit, maybe not. It's unfortunate that this happens, but every now and then you'll run against people who just disconnect for various reasons. Maybe they don't want to play, maybe their internet connection gave out, who knows. So they've got this really awesome buff. Let's see if I can scroll over it so you can read it. So health and mana regenerating, champion increased attack damage and ability power. Ability power is like how much damage you do with your abilities. It's pretty self-explanatory. But this game is actually coming up on the end. The purple team ends up surrendering. They've got no choice here. It's unfortunate. We can't see the chat. I'm sure they're pretty upset that this Vayne just kind of disappeared and really lost them the game. But I hope this gives you a fairly good idea of what League of Legends is, at least a marginal one, right? This is such a hard game to explain because it's such a big game. There's such a vast wall. It's kind of like StarCraft 2. Right? StarCraft 2 is such a large skill wall that getting into it makes it very difficult and really intimidating. So if you're one of those guys that's just like, I don't know about playing League of Legends because it's kind of intimidating, then don't worry about it. Just go pick it up on their website. It's free to play and enjoy. But I think that'll wrap this up for now. We'll be back next week with more GLHF. We have a PlanetSide 2 beta key giveaway going on right now. Go sign up for that and get that done. But other than that, I think we'll see you guys next time.
Victory!